Y'all, welcome to another great episode, Late Night Podcast. I'm your host, Holly.
And I'm your host, Bridget.
And tonight, y'all, we have a weird topic we're going to talk about. And it's the top 10 strangest ways to die. And I got to tell you, me and Bridget did some hardcore research on this. And I know Bridget will say in a second, but every one that I found I had never heard of and was really, really shocked at, first of all, how stupid people can be, and second of all, how in the hell does this even happen?
Well, you remember seeing, I know you've seen, or a lot of people have seen all the final destination type things.
Yes, it gives me
Yeah.
nightmares every time I get behind a log truck or a car truck.
Right. But they'll tell you that reality is stranger than that. Like, in other words, those movies and those series had to come from some real life events where people died in weird ways that you just wouldn't think about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, I'm gonna let you start it off since I brought us in and talked a little bit about the topic. I want you to go first because I know we're both eager to hear what we found, but I'm gonna let you go first because I'm too anxious and I want to know what you've got.
Okay, well, I'm going to start out with one that's going to grab you. In 2015, there was a Chinese woman that she was sucked in by an escalator and crushed. But she was carrying her small child and she was able to hand her son off before it sucked her in. And if you go to Google and Google Chinese woman killed by escalator, you can see the video all the way through. It's sucking
It
her in and
shows
everything.
her.
It shows it.
Wait, you talking about the escalator stairs?
Hmm.
She must have been damn pencil thin.
It wasn't like that. What had happened was, and the reason I can't show it, I would show it, but you have to confirm your age on YouTube to see it.
Right.
And so what happens is she's coming up the escalator and you see her small son in her arms. And then all of a sudden she goes to step off the escalator, and when she stepped off, it's like that stainless steel platform gave way. And when it gave way, she fell into it and handed her son off to the person, and it sucked her in. And you can see the guy trying to tug her, and it sucked her in. And then it got up to her upper body, and when it got up to her upper body, she quit reaching out and just fell, and he let go, and it just sucked her on in.
And she was just gone.
And she was just gone.
Could you imagine, Bridget, like years later when you get to the age and
Well, her
nothing
son
leaves
was
the
standing
internet?
there reaching out for her.
Yeah, the nothing leaves the internet. And could you imagine here you are, 25 years old, and you're like, oh, dude, your mom, is on the internet. She got crushed by an escalator, and having to watch that and seeing
Yep.
you there,
Yep.
that's got to be horrible. That's got to be horrible.
Well, I'm gonna give you another one to Google, and this is not one of the ones I looked up, but it's one of those things like now I'm gonna have a fear about riding on an escalator. And I used to
I
ask
don't
my
ride on them. I
dad.
hate them.
I know I
That's
used to,
my fear.
yeah, I'd ask my dad, I'd say, oh no, when I get to the top, and he'd be like, oh no, it's too small, you couldn't go through there, da 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 da. But I think it can grab you. Think about if you had a loose shoestring and it got a hold of it and it started pulling you, would it pull you down?
Yeah,
That
exactly.
would be
And
scary.
I
But I'm
will
gonna tell you
not
another one to
ride.
Google.
I
I
will
want you to
not ride
Google.
on the escalator
I,
for
I
that
definitely
reason.
won't now. Hmm.
Oh, it's
So I want
crazy.
you to Google a man killed by a spinning machine, a spinning work industrial machine. But what happens
Mm.
is you see the video, and there's a big huge wheel turning. Okay, and I don't know
Uh-huh.
what it looked like, maybe textiles or something was wrapping around it. And all of a sudden, something got stuck, and he reached in for it, and it grabbed his arm. When it did, it sucked him in, and it started flipping his body. But every time his body would go around, he'd smack the floor. He'd smack the floor, and
Oh,
nobody was there. And all of a sudden, you just started seeing blood go everywhere, all over the floor, where it was just beating him to death. And it was so gross. So I want you to Google those two things.
how are these videos still up? Like,
They're
why
up.
is the families not being like, y'all,
I'm
this is our
telling you, see,
family is
because it's
taken
kind of
down?
like you. It's kind of like you just said. Once it's there, it's there, and if one source gets rid of it, it pops up somewhere
Well, no,
else.
yeah, that is true. I
Mhm.
said that, and then I'm like, wait a minute, how? Yeah, because you can, you know, debate about it all, or not debate, but dispute it all day long. But you
Mm-hmm.
got Joe Schmo who's out there who's already recorded it and can repost
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Mom, that's
Yep.
true."
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay.
I'm gonna send you those too. If you can't find them, I'm gonna send them to you after we hang
Yeah,
up.
because even though I don't want to watch them, I do want to watch them like that. I'm weird like that
Well, see,
because
that's
I
what I was
just
gonna ask you. When you like years ago, I don't know if you heard it or not, and I know we're kind of getting off topic, but that's just what we do. So
it
years
is.
ago, do you ever remember hearing years ago where they was capturing Americans and beheading them?
Girl, I know exactly where you're going with it. I never watched the video. And then when I was like, do I want to watch it? And I was like, no, I don't want to watch it. And from what I heard by then, it was taken down, but I never saw it. Did you?
I did.
Oh,
I did. And let me tell you something. You think, we watch horror movies and you think the slasher like grabs his head, goes whack, and the head just comes off. Oh no, honey. It took forever to behead that man. And he gargled and screamed for the longest time.
oh my God. I don't
It
know
was
if I
not a
could watch
fast
that.
it was not a fast one. But what I was going to say is, like, you gruesome stuff like that, it's like you're doing this. It's like you want to watch, but you don't
Yeah.
want to watch. And I think that's your mind's curiosity. You know what I'm saying? Like, just you've never seen something like we've all seen butterflies, we've all seen cars, we've all seen houses. Who the hell's googling that stuff? But when you
Yeah.
talk about something like beheading, we've seen it in the movies. We're like, wonder what that's really about. I'm a very curious person like that, but I will tell you, after watching that, like the whole day my stomach was sick.
Oh, I bet. It probably
I,
mentally messed with you too. Probably
it
put you in
did.
a very, like, down, depressed
Hmm.
mood.
It
Oh,
did.
that stuff's so scary. It's so scary. Um, I've got so many good ones here that I don't even know where I even want to start. But I think no, I'm gonna save this one for my last one. Okay. I think the one I'm gonna go with is suffocated by a tampon.
Huh?
Suffocated by a tampon.
I thought I got a hair in my mouth when I drank my drink.
Oh, I was like, are you secretly trying to tell me I got a oogie boogie? So see, I did catch on. I did catch on.
You looked at me like,
Okay,
what?
ain't got nothing up there. We good, y'all.
Secretly suffocated by a tampon. So the guy,
Suffocated.
He went downtown Charlie Brown and went to eat American pie and then ended up
Ah,
getting stuck. Is that what happened?
no, this is crazy. But that God, I bet somewhere in this world that's happened. So it's called suffocated by a tampon. All right, this man named Mark decided that he was going to try going to bed with tampons up his nose to help him stop snoring. Now, while it did stop him from snoring, it also stopped his dumb ass from breathing. So he suffocated in his sleep because he wanted to quit snoring and shoved the fucking tampons up his nose.
You know what? This is the reason we have fucking warnings labels on everything that's dumb. Like,
Yes.
you're going to see warning labels on tampons that says, these are not anti-snoring devices.
I mean, hell, look at the Tide Pods. They now say do not eat because people are eating Tide Pods. It's the damnest thing. But I thought that was neat, and I was like, or not
I do.
neat, but
I think that's crazy.
yeah, like I couldn't imagine being like, "Yep, not want to snore, not click." Okay, I mean, you caused your own. You know how they say when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But the good Lord, all gave us a brain to know what to do and what not to
Well,
do, and He
yeah,
chose to
because
do something stupid.
and it even says in there, you can rush your time by being foolish.
Yeah, you can.
All right. So on August the 7th, 1997. So this wasn't too awful long ago.
No, it
At a
wasn't.
beach in Buxton, North Carolina. Da-
Buxton.
Buxton. Hmm.
Okay, never heard of it.
Daniel Jones decided to take an 8 foot deep hole, dig an 8 foot deep hole in the sand to begin to build a sandcastle. As he's building it, the sandcastle then collapses on him, trapping him underneath. Beachgoers attempted to take him out, but they couldn't do it, and they had to get heavy equipment in there. And by the time they got him free, it was too late, and he had suffocated to death.
All that sand probably went in his nose, in his mouth, and just in his lungs.
But see, stuff like that's sad because you're on vacation at the beach.
Yeah, who would have thought
And
you go to the beach and die by a sandcastle?
right. And that's another thing I want to say. When we're reading these, like, the weird thing about life that gets me is, well, you mentioned it the other day, and it's kind of stuck with me on one of them weird facts things. That the
The
pictures that you're
picture.
taking are probably going to be at your funeral. But we don't know it, but we could be walking in our last week, our last few days. Tomorrow could be
Yeah,
your day.
and you not even know it, and you just gone. You just gone.
And that makes my skin crawl
Me
when I
too,
think
girl.
about that stuff.
It does because like I'm a person, and we may have to figure out a show to do on this, but I'm a person, and I do not like to talk about death. If I have to, I will, but that is my greatest fear. I have a fear of dying, even though I know we're all gonna die one day. It is my greatest fear because I don't know how I'm gonna die. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I do believe in God and I do believe in heaven, but I'm sitting here thinking, yes, a big sky out there, but eventually it gonna get full, and then where do we go? And then I'm scared because when I die, I want to be with my loved ones, my mama, my daddy,
Well,
my aunts, my uncles, brothers, sisters, whatever. And then I heard that when you go up there, you all just brothers and sisters.
yeah,
I
you
don't
are.
want my mom and daddy to be my brothers and sisters. I want them to be my mama and daddy.
Yeah. Well, that I tell you what, that topic right there, you're talking about how you can't stand to talk about death. That would be a good topic for our weirdest quirk show.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Y'all gonna learn our little insights and teasers we got for y'all.
Yeah. So when you was talking about that, like, what if we do go to heaven and then they'll be like, sorry, we've reached capacity. You
Yeah,
got
where
to
do we
go.
go? Do we just stand in line for the next million years until he
Okay.
ships the soul back down to
JC,
Earth?
yeah, JC be up here and like, we're having construction, we're having a West Wing built.
I'll be like, hey God, can I get a phone so I can get on TikTok and Instagram? I'm bored. Or
While
can
we're
me
out
and
here in the
Bridget
waiting room.
have some a hoo and copic markers and some coloring pages so me and her can sit on these clouds and color?
Exactly. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll eventually figure it out. We'll figure it out. But yeah,
We'll
that's
be
crazy.
like we'll be like Beetlejuice, and we'll be trading what numbers with different people. I'll put my number, switch a number.
Yes. Now hurry up and get back in line quicker. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, that's death is a very scary thought. Okay.
It is.
All right, now y'all listen to this. This is sad, and I tried to do more research on this story to see if I could find out why this happened. So it's called suicide by piranhas. All right, an 18-year-old in Bolivian picked a bizarre and gruesome way to commit suicide. All right. The intoxicated teen jumped out of his canoe into a river infested with piranhas and bled to death. But this is the thing. All right. He suffered from dozens of bites from this. And the police believe that the death was a suicide just because he was a fisherman who knew the river very well. And he also was aware that it was swarming, with flesh eating fish at that time of the year. So he knew what he was doing. So my thing was, first of all, that's a fucked up way to go and painful. But I would like to know, he's 18 years old. Wonder what happened to him to make him want to just take his life in that gruesome and painful way as well. Like, what happened to him where he's like, okay, I'm just going to end it and just let these piranhas eat me up and be done.
That is strange, but because he didn't leave a note or anything, could it have
No.
been? Could it have been that he just fell off?
Well, now, yeah, that is true. That is true. Even though,
What if he stood up to like pee over the side of the boat and the boat hit a wave and it jolted and he just fell off by accident?
yeah, because I mean, they said he was intoxicated. So what made you jump to the conclusion that he decided to off himself, unless there's like history of him being depressed and trying to do that in the past or something. But yeah, I
Yeah,
just thought
true.
that was odd. That could have
That
been.
whether it was by accident or on purpose, because eaten alive by piranhas would be a terrible way to go. Because I mean, eventually you'd stop feeling it, but I'm sure you're gonna feel the first 50 to 100 bites.
Hell yeah! I mean, they got some sharp ass fucking teeth.
Yeah, I think they look like little devilfish. That's for
They,
sure.
oh my God, Bridget, that's what I called him. I called him the devilfish because that's what they look like. They look pure
Yeah,
freaking evil.
evil. Okay, so when I read this to you, you're gonna be like, I know who that is. So there was a famous Tennessee whiskey distiller, Jack Daniels. He died of blood poisoning that originated in his toe. In the early morning in 1911, Jack Daniel kicked his office safe in anger because he could not remember the combination to open it. The powerful kick to the safe resulted in his toe getting an infection and eventually getting gangrene and leading to his death. But they did say his last words was, "Can I have one last drink?"
I saw that fact and I started to write it down. I started, but I didn't. I don't know why I overlooked it and went to another one, but I read that and I was like, oh my God, that is so crazy. And for
Yeah,
that to be his last words,
yeah,
like, oh my God. I thought that one was insane.
that's crazy. I like when it's
Yeah.
people that well, I mean, we don't know Jack Daniels, but I mean, we know Jack Daniels. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's
Like you
very well
say,
known. No,
uh
number
huh.
one whiskey out there. Anybody
Hmm.
says you want a whiskey, yeah, give me some Jack Daniels. So
Yes,
yeah, I mean, but I mean, I can see that being, his last words because he definitely was proud of his whiskey.
that's right.
Um, let's see, that was fact number 4.
Mm, I think
I think so. Okay. All right. So
I've
okay,
read three. I've read three.
okay. You've read 3, and I have read 1, 2. All right. Sorry, y'all. I know we probably
I
should have had this.
started, so you've only read two. That would be number
2.
five.
Yep.
We're getting to read number
1
6.
and 2. Okay. Um, I really got some good ones here. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? Me and you are animal lovers, so I think I'm gonna go with this one, and it's death by dog food.
Oh
Okay. Carol Williams tried to feed her dog after having too many cocktails. While she was leaning down to Fido's bowl, is what they called him, she fell face down into his dog food bowl. Well, as if smothering the dog food wasn't bad enough, the edge of the dog food bowl wedged into the side of her neck, which caused her to suddenly pass away. And once they discovered her, they found out that she was 3 times over the legal limit.
my
So if
God.
you drunk,
Don't be feeding your
and
dogs.
unless you got a tiny little dog like I got, and that bowl's that little, don't go feeding that bull mastiff and you've had like a damn 12 pack and you all tipsy and intoxicated. But I couldn't imagine that. Like you fall into food and you can't breathe, first of all, through that, and then the bowl is wedged into your neck, cutting off the rest of your circulation and or oxygen.
That's crazy.
That is that's weird. I thought that was like I was like, you know what, me and Bridget are animal lovers. I'm gonna read that one, so she'll be protected. Well, you don't drink either, but I mean, I get a little tipsy here and there sometimes, but not enough intoxicated where I can't feed my damn dogs.
No, I hear too many people doing dumb things when they're intoxicated. I prefer not to.
Exactly,
Okay, so here's you one. So have you ever seen the series Fear Factor?
girl. I love Joe Rogan Fear Factor is one of my favorite shows. I wish it still came on, but unfortunately, it doesn't.
Doesn't, right. Well, they used to do weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Things that we, like hold a scorpion or sit in a tank with a bunch of snakes, da da da, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they complete different stunts and dares for big prizes. So there was a contestant on there called Edward Archbold, and he decided to eat dozens of cockroaches. That's what they had set him up to do. After winning the competition, he collapsed and began vomiting.
Oh.
Soon after he died, an autopsy reported that the cockroach parts and pieces were blocking his airway.
Because he ate so damn many.
Hmm.
Oh my. That makes one of do this. Like, oh my God. Why?
But
How
see,
could.
I wasn't aware that anybody had died on that show,
I
or
never
because
knew
as a
that.
result, but I bet you that's the reason it ain't on the air anymore.
Oh, we're gonna have to look into that because I bet you're right too. And I will tell you one interesting fact that I found out about Fear Factor
What's that?
is how they get all these bugs, worms, and roaches and all that stuff for them to eat. They're not harmful like disease wise to them because they breed them in their own setting to where
Oh,
there's nothing in them. Because I was like, God, that's just so nasty. How could you sit there and just eat a bug like that? And then I'm like, how the hell did they get thousands of these bitches? Because there ain't nobody out there with a shovel digging up, a worm, every 10 feet. And so I did my research on it, and everything that they had them eat was bred in like their what factory or whatever. So it was always safe for them to eat. But
so
I bet
wait.
they
In
weren't
other words,
planning.
you're saying that because they home grew their bugs, you would prefer to eat those over the ones out in the nature.
And I ain't gonna lie, if I was forced to eat a bug, I'd want a fear factor bug. But I would want them to deleg the legs off the roaches if it had to be a roach so they don't get stuck in my windpipes.
I would
But I
never.
ain't eating a bug, period.
I would never. I could never be on that show.
I couldn't
I could
either
never be
because
on
of
that
that
show.
fact. I can't eat that shit. No.
Well, eating bugs, and I think they had to, didn't that, some shows didn't have to like, or was that Jackass where they had to drink each other's spit or vomit or something? I'm
Oh, I
I
don't
can't do
know.
it.
I wasn't a Jackass fan either now.
Oh, I was a Jackass
Jason
fan.
is a, huh?
I'm a Jackass fan.
Like Jason, he's a huge Jackass fan. I've watched quite a few episodes with him, but I would never like, oh, the new Jackass is coming on, but
Yeah,
he
I am.
was. Let's see. Okay, I was gonna save this for my last one, which is to be my fourth one, but I can't hold it in anymore. I got to read this because it's called the atomic wedgie death.
I've got that one on my list.
Do you? Oh
Uh-huh.
my God, girl. So, y'all, okay. So, and I'm wondering if ours has the same facts because, some of these that I found, I would go to another website and it would be the same fact, but there would either be a little more information or not enough information. So, the one that I found is this guy named Bradley Davis. He's 34. He admitted that he killed his stepfather. Now, he's saying in the heat of the passion while defending himself in a fight that got out of hand and went way too far. Now, the victim, his stepfather, his name is Denver Lee St. Clair. He was 58 years old, and he died. Now, the way he died was the elastic band of his blue underwear, as they specifically said in the facts, was pulled over his head and ended up tightly against the front of his neck, cutting off his his air supply. And they did an autopsy report, and that's what it showed. And then the guy Davis, his stepson, he pled guilty to first degree manslaughter. I wish a bitch would give me a damn wedgie that bad. No. That
I,
who does
I don't
that?
see how that. I don't see because I've seen like my boys. I had three boys and a girl, And my boys used to do that to each other all the time. And when they would do wedgies up so high, the band would break around the underwear and rip apart. So I don't see how dude could have gotten the underwear all the way up that far and got the band around there without the underwear ripping anyway.
You know how they say us females sometimes wear granny panties?
Yeah.
Maybe he was wearing grandpa's jockeys. They were just too big. But
Uh-uh.
could you imagine
I
going to
still wear
jail?
granny panties. Do
Yeah.
not tell me your ass wears thongs. Please don't tell me that.
Oh, great wearing no thong. Now I wear like the briefs that like go like not the ones that go just to my hip, but I don't know. I guess they're the briefs that come up all the way that you just tell me control and sucks your ass in so it don't jiggle like jello.
So granny
Yeah.
panties.
Oh, I didn't know those. I thought my version of granny panties is big old silk bloomers with like flowers on them.
No, the true definition of granny panties is a pair of panties that cover everything.
I look. There's a fact. I'm telling you, the when people say you learn something new every day, it really is true because I did not know that shit. I did
Right.
not know that.
You got thong underwear, you got bikini underwear. And bikinis like might cover, right, like the little thin, like a little thin part and a little thin
Yeah,
part on your butt and your
I
butt
don't like
hangs
those
out, you know
either.
what I'm saying? Right, you got thongs, you got bikinis, and you got grannies. That's it. Grannies
Oh, and
cover everything.
let's not forget us girls now have boy shorts. We have boy shorts now, and I don't
Yeah.
like them either. I have bought those,
Oh
and I
yeah.
don't like them because I don't like the way they fit around my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm just like just give me my briefs, just give me my briefs. But they're no, they're cute and sexy. They're just so
Briefs are granny panties, honey.
exactly. But could you imagine though, Bridget? This dude going to jail, and here you got Jermaine Sam. What you in for? I gave my stepfather a wedgie and killed him. Like, and then, like, I mean, who does that?
No,
I
no.
just,
If I went to prison for some shit like that, I'd have to beef the damn story up. I killed my stepfather. He run his mouth, and I went to. How'd you do it? Very carefully. Like
very carefully.
I don't think
Yeah, I mean,
I would
I
be
lied through my teeth.
saying how. You know what I'm saying?
They would, they got to be picking on him in prison. I'd love to know if he's still in prison because it said it happened in 2013. So
You have
it's
to
been
Google
10
it
years
too.
now. Well, this December will be 10 years.
Yeah. So there was a prank gone wrong. Okay, there was a famous football player in Italy. Okay, he dressed up and pretend he was going to pretend to rob his best friend's jewelry store. During the robbery, his best friend shot and killed him.
Oh, that's a horrible, horrible prank to put on somebody because you don't never know who's got a gun these days.
So imagine, I come down to the sexy shop one day and I'm deciding I'm gonna prank you and I dress out and everything, put a black ski mask on and everything, and
And you
come in
say,
there with
freeze, motherfucker. No.
I come in there and I come in there and I hold you up and you happen to have a gun behind the counter and you kill me. What would you do if you found out it was me?
Girl, I would lose my shit. I would literally have a mental breakdown. I would
That would
have
be
a,
awful, wouldn't it? That would be awful.
it would because you're killing your best friend.
Yeah.
That's your ride or die. That's your homie, and now they're gone.
Well, I think it would be horrible even if it was somebody like even just a regular friend. Like it would be horrible if it was somebody you knew. It would
Yeah,
be
somebody I
horrible if
knew.
it was somebody you knew that was really trying to rob you, and they just thought, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go rob them because I don't think they're the type of person that would shoot," and they get shot anyway. That would just be a
Yeah,
horrible way to go.
that would that, and then there were the regret that you're living with and everything. This you're really losing kind of two people there because you're losing your friend and you're losing a piece of yourself too because you'll never be the same after that.
Yeah,
Never.
no, not when you get to prison.
Exactly. All right, so for my last fact, okay,
What's
this is
that?
my
What's
fifth
that?
one, y'all.
Make it
Uh,
good.
we're gonna make it good, make it good.
Drum
Okay.
roll.
Actually, as a matter of fact, okay, I'm gonna let you choose which one I read. I'm gonna tell you two titles
Okay.
of okay. One is called Driving with Dynamite. I'm gonna give you three: Driving with Dynamite, Drowning in Human Waste, or a ballsy way to go?
Well, the driving with dynamite's pretty self-explanatory. It's some dumbass that decided to ride around with some dynamite in his car. Um, Human waste. I could see some nice shit. I want to go. I want to go with that one.
With
The
the human
drowning
waste?
in. Yeah.
Girl, when I saw this, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. How could this happen? To just, okay. So it's called Drowning in Human Waste. Mayor Meyer was only doing her town of, I think it's pronounced Betherton in Maryland.
Okay.
She was doing a service because she was checking the town's sewage tanks. Well, unfortunately, while checking these sewage tanks, she slipped and fell and
Oh,
drowned in 15 feet. 15 feet of human waste. Just by doing a good thing for the town, checking out the sewage tanks, making everything's okay. I mean, she really
I
was
don't know
doing,
what's grosser, thinking about that or thinking that that 15 feet of shit is everybody else's shit, not like yours.
yeah, going up your nose, in your mouth, in your
But
lungs.
you know, I
And
bet it was like quicksand. I bet it just kept pulling her under.
see, that's what I was thinking. Hopefully, it's a sad, sad, bad situation, but hopefully it took her out quick, like quicksand does. Literally, like she had a shitty job that day. Literally,
She had a shitty job, and it killed her.
yes,
Ugh. Yeah, that's
that's
gross.
horrible.
That's
And you were
that's
right
gross.
about the dynamite. I do want to say, when you said some dumbasses riding around, it happened in 1996, and this man and woman, Paul Steeler and his wife, they were drunk and they were bored, and they were riding around and took dynamite and lit it up and threw the bitch out the window, but didn't roll it down, and kaboom! Now he died, but she ended up, it said, in critical condition. So yeah, you had that one, pig.
I knew that when you said that riding around with dynamite. I was like, well, yeah, that's some dummy.
Yep. But that's
Thinking
so stupid. Why would you want to do that?
exactly. Exactly.
Let's
Well,
hear a
those are
drum
some
roll.
pretty bizarre ways to die. But you know what? I think that just scratches the surface of weird ways to die. It really does.
Yeah,
It just
yeah, it
it
does.
scratches the surface. Again, that was the top 10, you guys. That wasn't all of them. So
No,
that
you
was a
still have one
pretty.
more.
Oh, we do. I don't.
Uh, you have a fifth one, don't you?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, cause oh, you know, okay. I want to make sure. Just double
I did
check.
my five. My
You did
five
okay.
were the prank gone wrong, Fear Factor, the beach where he got buried in the sand, the Chinese woman that got stuck in the escalator, and then Jack Daniels. That's five.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure because I thought you had another one. I hope
Did you do
everybody in
five?
this. Yeah,
Did you
I
do
did
five?
five.
Okay.
Well, I hope y'all. We hope y'all have enjoyed this show. Me and Bridget had decided we're going to introduce. It's going to be a top 10 series, and we're going to throw these in. Now we're not sure if we're going to just do once a month or twice a month. We're going to work that out. But y'all give us some feedback. Like if there's a top 10 list that y'all want to do, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the top 10 gruesome things. We'll do the research on anything that y'all give us. It could be, what's the top 10 best places to vacation, which she would win hands down with that because she travels so fucking much. But I think,
Oh,
how do
speaking
you think?
speaking of that, I got some bad news for you.
You better not be leaving earlier than Friday.
I do have bad news for you though. My honey today announced to me in the car that we're taking 5 vacations next year. He's done give me the
Mr.
dates.
Ronnie.
And
One
it's
better
so much to
be
the point that I recorded him saying it because when we get to the year doing it, he's like, "Why are we taking so many vacations? I'm tired of sitting this camper up and down because all of them's going to be in the camper except for one." And I'm like,
except
"Well,
for
you're the one."
one.
And we're coming to Carolina Pines in April.
You better. Now, I can deal with these trips, but one of them better be, because you said that's going to be our routine every year. Because this year, when you come, I want, because JoJo will be out of school, I
You might try
want
to get a
to,
cabin.
yep, if we can't get it for a week, at least get it for like 3 or 4 days or something.
Well,
You
right,
know,
you could
we,
probably get it for the like we'll be coming in on a Friday, so maybe you can get it for a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday or something like that.
yeah, that would be
Hmm.
so, so, so awesome. Because, y'all,
Yeah.
it is amazing up there. You literally feel like you're on the set of Dirty Dancing, which she's not seen. But that's in another podcast coming soon.
Yeah, it is.
But,
It is.
y'all, we have enjoyed this. We hope y'all have a good night. We want to let y'all know our next episode. Let me get my paper out. It's going to be weirdest quirks, past or present. And we also want your input on that when we post that video. But stay tuned to that podcast because I think you're probably going to be shocked to hear some shit that me or her do and have done.
Hmm. And
But
y'all make sure that you like our podcast, you subscribe, and you hit your notification bell so you can keep up with all these great shows.
on that note, y'all have a good night. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.